Cameron.
Let's get this cranking. Let's get this cranking. Ha ha ha. I'm at a loss for words, man. And I'm gonna give my little spiel before I get into the phone calls. And first of all, appreciate you guys being here. Thank you for tuning in. I know the Flock Nation is, as we say in Mississippi, 4:30 hot. Not because, and I'm gonna speak on myself. I'm not mad because we lost the game, because it's potential to lose the game because the Bills play, they play good football. I'm mad at the way we looked in losing the game. Early we looked out of sync. We had an early bad snap. We had some simplistic stuff that go on, like J.K. dropped the ball early that would have extended the drive. In my years being a Ravens fan, I've never seen the Wolfpack play like they played today. I've never seen the Wolfpack play that bad. Like Morgan Cox had a Morgan, the long snapper, had a false start. I think he pump faked the snap. We had a 20-some odd punt. Tuck missed 2 field goals. And I know the wind was bad, so I ain't blaming it. I'm just saying them as a whole, I've never seen all 3 of them shook like that. We really looked like we thought because we were bigger than them, we were just gonna bully them. And they was not going to do something to adjust. Now I will shout out, that brilliant defensive mind, Leslie Frazier, who's also an alumni of this school over my shoulder. Leslie Frazier is an alumni of Alcorn State. But the Baltimore, what I saw in that game was I saw the Bills just play football and let us make mistakes, and then they capitalize on our mistakes. I didn't see them do nothing extraordinary to beat us. And I don't want to sound like a homer or a hater, but we really and truly beat ourselves. We it's just disappointing, man. I'm gonna go to the phone lines, and again, everybody's gonna be on clock games, so don't take it personal. It's just I'm in a bad space right now, and I don't want to project that out. So everybody's gonna be on clock game, and we gonna go from there. So let me get my clock together. I get some chat box questions too. So let's see who we got first. All right, 972, you up first.
Yeah, what's up, man? Man, I am just depressed, man. I mean, do you think we should try to get an offensive head coach this offseason? Because to me, it's like Harbaugh is just, I don't know, he's a fine coach, but I mean, I don't know, really don't know what to do, because we never focus on offense like throughout his entire tenure.
Mm-hmm.
Like in every offseason, we never focus on offense, and that's pretty much always been our like the thing that's letting us down. And I don't know what we have to do to change that, other than to just hire a new offensive-minded head coach.
Yeah, and I think one of two things has to happen, because we're at a point where we're not trying to just have good seasons. We're trying to win Super Bowls.
Yeah.
And so one, either we have to get a coordinator that has a better knowledge of the passing game, or Greg Roman has to expand his knowledge of the passing game, which I don't think he can do at this point in his career, because he's been at this for a long time. So, but the thing is, you got to find the right guy that can mix in what Lamar is good at, and not just have this air raid. You can't bring in an air raid guy, because Lamar's not gonna be good at that, because he still has to progress himself.
Yeah, no,
This is not
okay,
it's not all G-Row. It's not all G-Row.
Yeah.
It's the entire offense. Because I mean,
Yeah, he needs to
Ben
grow up.
Powers had the worst game since he been playing. To
Yeah.
me. But go ahead. I don't want to take
It
your
seemed
time.
like the
Go
whole
ahead.
offense was just completely unprepared. The defense played great, but the offense and the special teams just.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like they didn't even practice.
Yeah. Somebody
It
tweeted
just
me
seemed like
that.
it was like it just seemed like they all had like COVID or something, and there was no like practice and stuff, man. Like, I think we should try to get Eric Bieniemy or something like that, and also like a true number one receiver.
Yeah, Bieniemy's
And
not from
also,
Baltimore. Bieniemy's going to be a head coach somewhere. I wish, and I'm not
I know,
just
like,
finna go off on you. I just wish the Ravens fans as a whole would stop screaming for Bieniemy. Bieniemy is going to be a head coach somewhere, or he's going to stay in Kansas City. Why would he leave Kansas City
no,
if
I'm
not to be a
saying
head coach?
I think he should be our head coach.
Who? Oh, you think they're gonna fire Harbaugh? No, indeed.
I
They're
mean,
not gonna get rid of Harbaugh.
it's
Nah.
been years, and he hasn't won since
Hasn't won what?
since he hasn't won. He hasn't pretty much been good in the playoffs since.
Okay, let me bag this up then. Let me bag this up. And it may take up your 5 minutes, but let me explain something to you. So we won the Super Bowl February 2013, right? Which was technically the 2012 season. So
Yeah.
the GM gave Flacco a crap ton of money. Remember that? Because Flacco had an excellent playoff run. We won Super Bowl. He gave him a crap ton of money. So since then, you didn't have no weapons. Your only weapons for offense for Baltimore since then was Steve Smith on his second leg of his career, and he still did great. And name somebody else other weapon that we had. Ray Rice had this
Yeah.
situation where he, got himself kicked out of the league. So he had all the money was tied up in Joe. No weapons on offense. So now you finally
Yeah.
got rid
You're
of
right.
Joe. Finally got rid of Joe, and you got Boykin who's a weapon. You got Hollywood who's a weapon sometimes, but you got to build it through the draft. And so the people that's making the draft decisions are the ones that's deciding to go defense or interior O line. Because even though J.K. had a great year, we could have much more needed a number one receiver and ran the ball with Gus and Mark. Even though J.K. had a great year, we today was an extreme example of we needed a guy that can make people miss. Snead's a great possession guy, but if he could have made one person miss on a couple of those balls he got, it would have went from 7 yard gain to maybe 17, or maybe even more.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
and with that being, he handicapped. Now he do make some bad decisions on some of them fourth downs. Like I got to give him that. Can't let him off the hook completely, but it's coordinator. It's lack of explosive guys. When your quarterback is the only real explosive guy you got, problems.
Yeah.
It's problems. I'll let you
But
do one more
I do
point
think
and close it out.
I do think we should this draft we should just go heavy offense.
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely.
Yeah. Like all offense. All right. Thank you.
I appreciate you for calling in. All right, let's go to Phil. Let's go to Phil. All right, Phil, what you got for me?
Coach?
What you got for me?
Um, I mean, tonight, in my opinion, it was all about missed opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
You know, missed opportunities. The stuff that happened early on in the game with the mishaps, with the snaps and everything, missed field goals. Even though the wind had a factor in it, but the early mishaps, set a tone, and the Ravens, they couldn't get into like that zone that we're usually in. My thing is the defense, in my opinion, played phenomenal outside of one drive.
Yep.
They played phenomenal. They basically played complementary defensive football. Offensively, we just can't let Lamar be our only explosive weapon.
Go
Yeah.
ahead. Go ahead. I'm here.
We can't let Lamar be our only explosive weapon. The problem with that is that you're basically saying the defense is like,
The conference has been locked.
nobody else is gonna beat us. Nobody else is gonna do nothing to us. And for Lamar, he's improved this year, but that throw in the red zone, you just don't throw that, and you just can't be locked in. I think he was locked in on Mark Andrews. You can't be just locked in on one person in the red zone. Look through your reads and look through your progressions. If it's not there, either throw the ball away or try to get some yardage on the ground. Don't just stare down one receiver and just throw the ball, because he didn't see that corner coming underneath. He didn't see him, and that was the difference in the game. Because the defense outside of one drive, the defense was they was putting people in solitary confinement,
Mm-hmm.
and it
You
was
didn't hear
just
anything from Cole Beasley. And like I told somebody,
yeah.
you Diggs can get his, just as long as mother cats don't
Yeah.
get theirs. And
Yeah.
outside
It's
of that pick six,
outside that piece, like they didn't do nothing.
right?
And the problem with that, like you was talking to the last dude about explosive. So looking in the draft, okay, so it's gonna be kind of hard to get a dude like I don't know what the draft position is gonna be for the Ravens, but it's gonna be like because I know Devontae
20
Smith
something.
and Jamar and Devontae Smith and Jamar Chase, they're gonna be gone in the top 10.
Mm-hmm.
So after that, you have Jalen Waddle, you have Amon-Ra St. Brown, and you have Osiris St. Brown.
Mm-hmm.
So those are three great great route runners, great speed, great hands, and But the thing is, what you need for Lamar, you need a receiver. You need a receiver that complements Lamar's game, because he can throw the ball down the field. The man got a cannon for an arm. I done seen him throw a good 60 yards with the flick of the wrist. So he got an arm, but you gotta have a receiver that can be a possession receiver, that can also gel with Lamar, and that will help Marquise Brown and Willie Snead and everybody else be better. Because I'm not saying Marquise Brown, he can be explosive if the ball's in his hand in the right situation. He can be explosive. The missed throw with Huntley last night on that earlier tonight in the third, I think it was early fourth quarter, that little double move, that out and up where he actually got skinny on the sideline and went up, actually beat Tre'Davious White, had Tre'Davious route looking silly and everything, that overthrow and everything. So we have the pieces. It's just one, go into this off season. Two, we just can't be defensive minded all the time. especially in the draft, especially when we're trying to acquire players. It's hard, it's hard to, have your franchise quarterback succeed when your priority is the other side of the ball. Eventually, yes, he has to improve on certain things, but eventually you're gonna have to just give him some help. I can't do this on my own.
Right.
And phenomenal athlete. But at the end of the day, you're gonna need some help. And what Greg Roman has to do, I'm like, I know Lamar, y'all trying to develop Lamar, but sometimes you're gonna have to take the lead. You're gonna have to take the reins. You're gonna have to loosen the reins a little bit.
Yep.
Because eventually, he got 1,000 yards back to back. Had the great run to get him to the playoffs, win a playoff game. But these teams are coming. Like, teams are going to start using their DBs more. Teams are going to start bringing up their safeties and everything. And until Lamar decides, okay, you're going to bring up your safeties, you're going to be in a single high shell, and I got one-on-one on the outside, I am going to until you unleash the offense and say, if they're in a single high shell, we are throwing the ball down the field. If we get but it's just like we're in the phase. The Ravens are in the phase where I call they're in no man's land. Like, they're in a position that really no team really wants to be in. They're good enough to make the playoffs and get to the divisional playoff round, but the stuff on the field that's not working is preventing them from getting to that next level. This is not about making the playoffs. We've overcame the can't win a playoff game or can't get to the playoff. This time, we're about getting to Super Bowls, winning championships, winning rings. That's what it's about. And at the end of the day, either you're going to make some changes or you're going to be stuck in the same hole that you've been in.
Exactly. You couldn't have been. Look at your timing. Hey, it's great timing. But you were right, 100% right. We in a spot where we're not gonna get a good player in the draft, and we just good enough to get in the playoffs and not necessarily going away. And I think we lost draft capital too, picking up some of the guys we did. But hey, Eric DeCosta find a way to maneuver and get some guys, and we got to maneuver money around because we got a lot of money being paid. It's the offseason is gonna be real.
You got to figure out what you're gonna do with Lamar and everything. Yep. My only thing is just make sure you're not hitting the cap so hard.
Yeah, I'm like Chris. I'm at a loss for words. Somebody said, "Damn, coach, I ain't never seen you like this." And again, if you weren't here at first, I'm not mad because of losing. It's the playoffs. You got 8 good teams in the playoffs. I'm mad at the way we looked on TV. But Phil, and I appreciate you for calling in. And unfortunately, I'll be diving into draft content first. And the first person I've already cut up, I just hadn't put the film out, is Jamar Chase. So that'll be coming out this week, and we'll see. Let me move on to the next guy. Appreciate you, Phil.
Yes, sir. You have a blessed evening.
You too. Move on to our next caller. I think it's Justin. Let me make sure. Hold on.
What's up, Coach?
Got you, Justin. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you loud and clear.
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm not good.
I know it. Me either,
I'm not
man.
good.
I was holding on until I saw Lamar get hurt. That's really, I was even, still like, all right, well, we just gotta go back to the drawing board. But when I seen this man get hurt, just give you how I like to do.
Mm-hmm.
A couple points. I'm gonna try to roll it off. First of all, I was listening to a lot of callers, man, and there were some good points. I did see that breakdown, that all 22 breakdown
from Kurt Warner. Yeah, I saw it today.
You know what I mean? Hall of Fame quarterback. Dude was working in the grocery market, grinded his way to the Hall of Fame. So you got to respect anything that he says about the quarterback position or offense. And
I think his attack was on the scheme. But go ahead.
Yeah, it was. That's where I was going. That's exactly where I was going. I said that earlier this year. We had conversations. I thought we turned the corner last game, but I think the Titans scheme actually fit. Just fit us. Another comment was made that it looked like they didn't practice this week. I don't think they practiced a whole lot. I think they made a decision to let these guys rest. I'm not saying that they didn't practice, but I don't think they was, all in, all out pads. Yeah, I mean, why? I mean, they just came out one of the most physical games, and that's tough, man, to come down from off of Titans, a physical team, and then you playing a Buffalo in the elements, and it just the ball literally just did not fall right tonight. You know what I'm saying? Justin Tucker kicks and whatnot. But moving on, this game's in the past. We got decisions to make. Eric DaCosta, Ozzie Newsome, because they all still work together. They all got to share in this loss.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because they hedged their chances on what they did this year. They knew they're going to have to make a lot of cuts. Lamar, they even made the announcement tonight. They about to go into contract negotiations. You don't think this man gonna think about this concussion that he just got?
Mm-hmm.
He ain't taking no discount, man.
At all.
So this is what I see. I think the X factor is always Steve Bisciotti. Excellent owner. He knows the pulse of the team. He knows people. I think John Harbaugh might have his last game, and I'm not going over the top. The reason why I say that is because this offense looks like they have no leader, no confidence.
Mm-hmm.
You see the distance between John Harbaugh, and I don't mean from a respect factor. I don't mean from a relationship factor. I mean from a confidence factor. John Harbaugh's telling him to do something. Lamar keeps throwing him. We keep seeing it. Every week we seeing him. No, we ain't punting. No, get off the field. And he's right. Lamar's right. John Harbaugh is too timid, man. And this is why our team is playing the way that it does. This is not a Lamar. This is not a 2021 Baltimore Ravens issue. This goes back to the Ravens since John Harbaugh's been there, man. He calls. Although he knows fundamentals, I think he's an excellent guy. I love the brother. I think he's a really good man. I just think that he's not the right fit for where we're going with this team, with an athletic quarterback who's an MVP caliber, arguably the best player in the league. I think he's holding us back.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you got to find somebody who has the credibility of an Eric Bieniemy, who's running a lights out offense, already, has been around the Super Bowl MVP, knows the talent, sees it every day. I think he would be the perfect coach. Who was John Harbaugh until, he just walked in and they said, okay, this is our head coach. Nobody knew who John Harbaugh was.
Special teams guy. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think, so I don't want to stay on that too much. I think we do need a head coach change because we're about to pay Lamar some money.
Mm-hmm.
And the last thing that we all remember is him getting knocked out of the game because of bad offensive play calling. Eric DaCosta, you got to step up to the back and take some onus on this. Remember, I was saying I wanted that center. I forgot where he was from, but I wanted the center, and we took Queen. And then I was talking to you about
Patrick
Queen.
I wanted Cushenberry.
Exactly. That's the guy. You know what I mean? And remember, I said we needed a center. It came back to bite us.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? The whole right side. They cutting and pasting with Phillips. Phillips got walked back. Man, he was getting walked back by a safety. I mean, as big as that man is, you know what I'm saying? He's getting put. I mean, you just put a hand in his chest. He just started galloping back.
Mm-hmm.
Him and I like Powers, but I mean, they both were getting walked back. I don't think we need any wide receivers. I don't think we need to change of personnel. I think we need a change in coaching. Greg Roman's past concepts were very immature. They're basic. They don't make sense. They don't match the plays that he's running. He's too invested into his run game. I think he's proud of it, which he should be, but I think it means more to him than the whole offense. I think he focuses too much on his angles and his running angles. Did you see one last point? I don't want to be long with it. Okay. Did you see when they just ran ISO?
Yeah,
remember
got 8 yards.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
And then every time JK would get some headway, they would take him out, and then here comes the pistol, 2 and 3 fakes, the gizmo gadget, and then, bro, don't you recognize that there's zero blitzing us?
Yep.
You ain't got time to do that, but it's easy to find somebody that's wide open. It's very simple. And then every single series he's coming up in these condensed formations. Mm-hmm. He's not spreading it out long enough. It took too long for us to get in rhythm. You can run even more effective, from a team that's blitzing you like that from a spread formation, man.
Yep. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
it makes it easier for the defense to disguise who's coming and who's not coming when you're in a condensed formation.
coach.
It makes me easier for disguising.
Gus Edwards' first 2 plays, man, first 3 plays, every single one of them was a first down.
Yep. First, I know the first 2 definitely.
Do you know that?
And they were downhill.
Stefanski, the Cleveland Browns head coach, is out of the Greg Kubiak tree. Greg Kubiak kept it real simple. Zone reads, bootleg, throw over the top. Max protect. You only got 1 or 2 options. Mm-hmm. That's all he did. He did that with Arian Foster. He did it with Joe Flacco. Man, Justin Forsett went to the Pro Bowl.
Sure did.
Justin Forsett went to the Pro Bowl. And Cleveland's still alive just by running Kubiak's system.
Yep.
You know what I'm
saying?
Right. this is why I'm saying, like, we got Des Bryant. Des Bryant made plays. They don't know what to do with him. They don't know what to do with Hollywood. They waited till the second half to get Andrews a catch. You know what I'm saying? You got guys banging their heads on the goalpost. Man, this offense is in a total disarray. Shout out to Wink. I would make him head coach, but we need a guy like I don't.
We just need an offensive mind.
We need an offensive mind. I would bring Petrino in because he was a QB coach in 2000, I think, with Brunell. He came back. I just don't like how he exited the pros. He just quit on his team.
And that's why I don't think because of that right there, I don't think anybody give him a chance.
That's like Urban Meyer. Like, as soon as I heard Jacksonville hired Urban Meyer, I'm like, oh my gosh, man.
Right.
Cat gonna be there half a season. He gonna quit. So whatever, man. We need somebody that's credible, that knows offense, preferably somebody that's old. A retread that runs a spread offense. I don't know. I learned about you from Vach. I know he was your one of your players from I guess coaching and whatnot. Man, I love his draft setup. But I mean, he kind of went full Cowboy. So now it's like you came at the right time. So I'm waiting on the whole draft breakdown in the videos, man. The last 2 videos,
they coming.
I really, man.
They coming.
I
sure appreciate it.
Film, man.
Appreciate you, Justin. I appreciate you calling in all year, dropping this good football content. Because I know I said everybody was going to be on clock game, but when you spit out fire content, I just let you keep going.
Bro, we need a new head coach. We need a total new offensive change.
Let's sleep on our thoughts for tonight. We all PO right now. We all PO. Let's sleep on our thoughts for one night.
Just
then
think
come
about
back.
This is not coming from emotions though. This is coming from we about to pay Lamar. We're actually about to cut a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? We gotta have our offense needs to have somebody that knows what they're doing. Whoever, somebody with the impact of Greg Kubiak to come in here and get the confidence of our quarterback so he can run a 2-minute drill. So he can feel confident dropping back and stretching the defense when you got 9 guys in the box. I mean, come on, man. But all right, I'm done, Coach.
Okay, I appreciate you. We gonna move on. Appreciate you, Justin. I appreciate you. The content will be coming with the draft soon, and we gonna move on to our next caller. All right, let me close this one out. Before I hit this button, I wanna we were over 300 a minute ago. I appreciate you guys. Hit that like button for me before we move on to our next caller. Let's see who we got on the line right here. All right, 832. You live.
That's me. What's going on, Coach?
I don't know it. Just trying to take all this in.
Yeah, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. The caller before, man, he didn't said everything I was gonna say.
Come on.
Like, I'm gonna keep it 100. It's the same. I feel the same way about John Harbaugh. I love the guy, but if we were to fight, I think the enemy would be the perfect person. Mm-hmm. And this is why I say the enemy, because you said
let me pause your time. Hold on, let me pause your time, because let me ask you and Justin this. And Justin, if you still listen, you can put it in the chat box. Somebody said in the chat box says Bieniemy is bombing interviews, but we all know Bieniemy don't call plays, and if you don't know, you know now. Bieniemy don't call those plays for Kansas City. He may have some say so, but Reed calling plays. But I just want to throw it out there so everybody know it. But go ahead.
But see, this is my thing. I think he's learned. First and foremost, the enemy is a former running back coach.
Mm-hmm. And he the
that's what I
bros.
like more than it. And that's what I like. That's what I like more than anything. Like how you said earlier, you said, man, we need a coach that, not so far past happy, but more like, that can also that's not going to stray away from the run. So I think that he'll keep that run. I think he'll still keep that run and bring what he learned from Andy Reid or
Mm-hmm.
whatnot. Cause you got enough to work with. Like I say, like the last caller, everybody said receiver, receiver, receiver. Man, the game is won in the trenches, and it was
Most
showed
definitely.
tonight.
Most
And
definitely.
all the boys, man, we got to get us a center. And you did say you was calling Cushionberry from the jump.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that. You was calling Cushionberry. You was like, man, everybody saying this, that, and the third, because we was talking about receivers.
Right.
You was like, man, hey, no, Cushionberry. You know what I'm saying? And it showed. I feel like me personally, in order to help Lamar, we got to protect Lamar.
Yep.
You got to get rid of Snead. Snead, you got to go, fam. It's nowhere. It's no why. Like Greg Roman. Why? Okay, Dez is possibly the best red zone threat we have. Like, bro, fade route. It's simple. It's like, dude, you try to make it too hard, throwing the ball in the back of the end zone behind over three, four defenders. Like, bro, like it's not that hard, bro.
That was almost
Pick a
impossible
little
catch.
Dez, man. Let's go. You
With
feel
all
what
them
I'm
people
saying?
that was around Andrews when he caught that ball, I know somebody outside had to be 1-on-1. Either Dez or I don't even know if Boykin was in the game, but somebody had to have a 1-on-1.
Man, they always 1-on-1. You know it and I know it, man. That outside Dez been eating, and it's crazy. Like he come in, will his knee go down or whatever? They start playing him. The man come in, score 2, 3 red zone touchdowns, back games or whatnot. Snead, he, you know what I'm saying, get the belly aching. He get on Twitter, want to say all that. And then it's like, they put him in, it's like, fam, you catching 5 catches for 25 yards.
If that.
Like, man, I'd rather you have Duvernay there.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather you have that. Like, what can Snead do that Dez can't? Can
Or
anybody
Duvernay.
answer that?
Or Duvernay.
What? Please, just anybody answer that question for me. You know,
Because
like
at least if Duvernay get that ball and he make one person miss, he can outrun some people.
and he's just as big as Willie Snead, and
Yep.
he's more of a running back. His play style is like Willie Snead, but he's faster.
Yep.
So it's like I don't understand. It's like, Sam, you gotta put the right people in the right places, man. You condition the whole field, man. You got everybody inside the numbers now. That was his little change up, because at first, if you noticed, everybody was lining up outside the numbers. Then we started bringing everybody condensed in the field, and then
Right.
it's like you're trying to work off of that, and it's like, Sam, just spread it out, bro. You can
Please.
still run. You don't
Please.
need record in the game just to still run it to get 5-6 yards, man.
Please.
And
I
then
mean,
it's like, if you,
it was too easy for Buffalo with us tight like that.
and people saying, you said it earlier with the last call. Like, man, if you spread it out, it's more easier to see blitzes.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what happened with Josh Allen.
I was just about to say that.
You know what I'm saying? Let him pick and shoot. Okay, I see you coming. It's not hard to see who's coming, man. If I got it spread out and you got it, and that's what they was killing us at with the DB blitz.
Mm-hmm.
They was coming with that nickel blitz on us.
Because
And
they sitting there manned up on the guy, and you think he probably covering, ball snap because everybody's close to the line, he taking off. You're exactly right.
It's too condensed, man. And it's like, dog, and you already, and the caller, he said something else. It's crazy. Like, he said everything that I said. Like, just to let him know, he real. He what he said was real.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, you sitting up here doing 3-4 fakes in the backfield. Fam, you don't have Jonathan Ogden and goddamn
Right.
Marshall. You don't have all these people out here to be doing all those 3-4 fakes, and then you want this man to get his head up and look. Come on,
Right.
bro.
Exactly.
You got-
You're exactly
you got-
right. He
you
was
got
coming out his
really
fakes with
deep-
somebody in his face.
Man, and you know, you got, and then on one of them plays, he had Hollywood Brown doing the orbit, which he's possibly our best route runner, and you got Willie Snead and Miles Boykin running routes with max protection.
Duvernay need to be doing
Like,
the orbit.
come on, man. Duvernay needs to be doing that all day, every day. It's like, man, like, what are you, like, I don't be understanding his concepts, what he be trying to do. The only reason why I think we beat Tennessee, to be honest, I know we better than them, but we done seen them so many times. Like, man, you ain't got no choice. And then at that game, Lamar and them, we just wasn't winning. We just wasn't losing that game.
Right. The defense won that game. You held Henry to 40 yards. The defense won that game. And they played well enough to win tonight.
They wouldn't. Man, this one thing, and I know the bell went off. What are we gonna do with our outside linebackers? What we gonna do with because in Dockway, I didn't want Dockway from the get go.
Mm-hmm.
You
Free
know
agent.
what I'm saying? He a free agent. You got Judon.
Free
He's
agent.
gonna be a free agent.
Mm-hmm.
I think what about
Bowser.
Bowser?
Free agent.
Okay. So now that's gonna leave us with what? Sack Daddy, who don't be getting no sacks.
Pressure
Daddy.
Daddy.
We gonna call him Daddy.
Pressure Daddy.
Pressure Daddy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We gonna call him that. And who else we got on the outside?
That's it. Oh, McPhee. But McPhee may be a free agent. I'm not sure.
I'm cool. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. Out of all of them, I'd rather bring back McPhee and
Bowser.
house with the outside backer.
McPhee
I'll
and
bring
Bowser.
back Bowser too.
Yep.
I'll bring back Bowser too. And I'll try to, because we got to get us a hunter. I like Judon, but the money that he probably can have, the money that he might command,
Mm-hmm.
I can't do that if you ain't know. We need a hunter, bro. We need a hunter like Thugs, man. We got to put the pocket pushers in. I like my bouquet. I like the wolf. I like all that.
Mm-hmm.
We need somebody that's going to get to that quarterback, because when we get to these last couple games, man, look, we can't really consistently put pressure on us. Look how they did us with Foles. Like, look who's look how many times Josh Allen threw the ball today. Look how many times that Patrick Mahomes is going to throw the ball. Look at the Bucks. Look at the Saints. We got a lot of these things, that's real past the picture. That we gonna need some people to, you know what I'm saying? We gonna need a real deal hunter. I ain't gonna say some, but we need at least one.
Right.
Hunter.
Yep.
But
and I thought Ngakoue was gonna be that guy. I really did. I
knew it, man. Man, when people were saying it, when people wanted Ngakoue at the beginning of the season, I was like, nah, man. Because for one, I'm looking at you like, bro, you're too little. You can't stop the run. So we can only play you like, man, we playing
on third downs.
Real physical. You know what I'm saying? And we playing the physical division, man. If we might play some games the way it's so get ugly. Like Tennessee. Now we paying you all this money and we can't use you like that for real.
Yeah, you're exactly right. You're exactly right.
So,
but hey, I appreciate you for calling in. Like I said, great insight. And I mean, I just got to sleep on it and think about it. But just looking at it on TV, we looked horrible.
Man, hey,
horrible.
Harbaugh, I ain't gonna lie, Harbaugh, he really do gotta go though, man, because he can't take us. And the dude was right, and it's like it's crazy when the last caller I was saying like, bro, that be Lamar be letting his nuts hang for real.
Yep, he the only one.
Lamar, bro, and when Lamar when he did that last year, then that's when everybody started trying to make it seem like the analytical deal. It's like no, Lamar be having that feel for the game. Like nah, fam, we gotta go for it on this.
Yep.
Right now.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And that be Lamar with the and we got man, can we please stop sending Lamar on quarterback seat? Can we stop doing that?
The man only got so many hits in it.
Like God, it ain't even that. It's like, bro, you like dog, come on, man, you got these weak south cats pushing the middle, man, and then Lamar already, he's a slender guy anyhow. Like man. Why not bring out that power? Why not bring out that power run that they was doing with Mark Ingram that we used to go on? You know what I'm saying? That when they line everybody up, you put like what they call it, like the wing T or something.
The Wildcat.
But it's only one back, like a Wildcat formation. They just power ahead, man. Like shit. But man, hey. You know what I'm saying? I'm all for. I wouldn't be mad if we fire Harbaugh, man.
We gonna see. It's gonna get interesting. It's gonna get really interesting because this offensive show was atrocious. But I'm gonna go ahead. This is the last point.
I'm about to say, if Bashadi, and like I said, it's on Bashadi, man. Because it's on Bashadi and John. John, you got to fire your boy.
Yep. That needs to be the phone call. That needs to be the call Monday. It's either him or you. It's either him or you.
Him or both of y'all.
Right.
Both of y'all, but y'all both going to be sharing boxes. Carpool.
All right. Hey, we gonna move on to our next call, man. I appreciate you for calling in. Great call as always. And we're gonna get on down this list.
Already.
All right, let's see what we got. I think I got Terrence in here. Hold on one second, Terrence. There we go. Terrence, you good?
Yeah, I'm good. I kind of feel like you. It's just disappointed. Like it didn't even seem like we were supposed to be in the playoffs where we played tonight. I felt like maybe last week we were like that was kind of like built up to be like our Super Bowl where we put so much into that. That maybe not saying we overlooked the Bills, but that same energy or want wasn't present tonight. I was worried about the head coach McDermott and Leslie Frazier because they two defensive minds. I knew they would come up with something to minimize or limit what Lamar could do on the ground. But I thought we would make a few plays here and there to stay in the game, and our defense did pretty good though.
Yeah, most definitely. Defense played well enough
I
to win.
wasn't sure. I was confused on that touchdown pass to Diggs though.
The one to
2 on
Diggs?
3. Yeah.
Like I could, and I know I don't do the live show, but before that play snapped, I told my wife they need another person over there. It was
and nobody was running over
3.
there. Nobody was alarmed like, hey, it's like they lined up like that was the way the play was supposed to go.
Because I honestly don't even think that was the original play. Just when they looked out there and saw they had that numbers advantage, I'm gonna just flick it over there.
No, I'm saying for us.
Oh yeah, for us. Okay, yeah.
We was okay. Like, okay, it's 2 of us, 3 of y'all, but we good. Like, I didn't get it. I didn't understand why nobody was in a hurry to rush over. Like, nobody ran over there. It was just, yeah, I don't know. I need it.
Like, they ain't ran the ball all game, but you're not covering a receiver.
It was crazy. I want to touch on the last couple callers.
Go ahead.
The head coach is not the problem, and I'm gonna tell you why. When people talk about the Ravens, they talk about culture. They talk about how well run the organization is and how good it is to be a Raven. All that comes from the top down. That's Harbaugh. When people say the culture is good, that's Harbaugh. That's where that comes from. A head coach shouldn't be a calling plays. A head coach shouldn't be a defense. A head coach is to run a team, build that camaraderie, and build a team. It's not really about calling plays. As far as Roman, I'm not saying he's the greatest OC in the game, but he's the best OC for Lamar, especially at this point in his career. As for Lamar to get to that next level, he's going to have to open up his passing game a little bit. And I know he can do it because he has that it in him. He has that Michael Jordan, I want to be the best. He's going to go into this off season like a madman, and hopefully on the other side he comes out a little better in the passing game. The way we run the ball, all the passes that Lamar gets should be easy passes because people are so determined to stop the run that somebody should be open somewhere or
the thing is about that is because we run the ball so well, we get a lot of one-on-one matchups, and even though the passes that are open for us are short, we don't have anybody that can make a guy miss and then take that to the house. We complete the little 3-yard outs or the little 5-yard spots, but then we just get tackled. We don't have a guy that can catch that little quick out and pop and then go. I mean, Hollywood did it a couple times versus Tennessee last week, but we need more than just him doing that. I mean, because in my opinion, Hollywood should run 3 routes: goals, posts, and maybe like post corners and square ends. Everything else should be, we need other guys to do that. Because Hollywood, we wasting his speed by having him catching little now routes. Because Hollywood can't make nobody miss. He can run by him. And then if anybody put their hand on Hollywood, he tackled.
I mean, we got pieces. I'm not sure what happened with Duvernay, but the down stretch he kind of got pushed to the back. I'm guessing It may have been the blocking portion of it, like they wanted Snead in there for blocking, but I think he has the ability to do that, and we'll see if that progresses next season. But I think the next step is Lamar.
Oh, my bad. Hold on. All right, the next step is what?
Is Lamar.
What you mean by that?
Lamar being able to hit the deep outs, the comebacks in the 9 route.
Okay, that's a fair point. That's a fair point, and that is one of the things that a lot of people criticize him about. And he did it a couple times versus the Titans, and but we haven't seen it enough to be, to say he's worked on it.
Not really deep. They was running like 5 yard out. I'm talking about like 10, 15 yards down the field where you got like
I'm saying what's Hollywood caught one of them against the Titans.
A deep out?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Yeah, if you go back and just look at the highlights from the game, Hollywood caught a deep out, probably like 12 to 15 yards versus the Titans. Because if I'm not mistaken, it was like 3rd and 9 or 10.
I know what you're talking about. On the left side.
On the left side. But that's the only one I've seen that I can remember all year. That's the only one I've seen that I can remember all year. But
one last point.
Okay, go ahead.
I think as far as those edge rushers, I think Judon should be the primary guy. I think I said this before. He's the closest thing we had to Suggs, a guy who's kind of smart, who can drop, who can set the edge, who can rush. I think when we signed Bowser, he wouldn't be in on first down. He would be in passing situations. If we resign, I love McPhee, but is he going to be there every down? Probably. He's better coming in as a third guy.
Spot guy, yeah. He's better as a spot guy.
And a guy like my last guy said, Ngakwe is another guy. You only going to bring him in on third down. He's not going to be in first or second down against a team like Tennessee. He's going to be on the bench.
True that.
Yeah, but yeah, that's all I have, man. I'll be looking forward to your draft content. I don't know. I don't really think we need O-line, honestly. I think we got enough young guys. It'll work itself out. We might draft one like 4th or 5th round, something like that. But I don't think we really need like a first round O-lineman.
At the point we draft that, it probably won't be. Cause we too far back. We're too far back. But yeah, I appreciate you, Terrence, and we'll definitely appreciate you calling in over the weeks. And it was an okay season. And because honestly, we almost did not have football. We almost did not have football at all.
Right.
So I'm thankful for that.
Good Ravens season.
I'm thankful for that. But I wanted more. But I appreciate you, Terrence, and we're gonna slide right on down to our next caller.
I have a good one.
You too. Who I got? Let's see. Alec, 4110.
Hey, Coach.
There we go.
Yeah. How's it going?
I'm good. I'm trying to maintain. What's up with you?
Look, man, I'm gonna probably be like a different caller here. I've been listening the whole time.
Oh, hold on. I just realized who I'm talking to. Just in case y'all don't know, I think I'm talking to Simply AS10, right? Is that correct?
No, I'm aptly honest.
Oh, you sound just like him. If you go listen to the Purple Rain podcast with Alex and what's called?
I do Ravens recap.
Okay.
Recap podcast.
Gotcha. You sound just you sound just like him.
All right, I'll have to go listen to that one. But yeah, I honestly felt like every component that we needed to win it all was on the team today, and we just had a total stinker, right? So
we did.
I understand like there's lots of ways that this team can improve, and lots of ways that we need to improve in the off season, but I'm not looking at this as a we need to rethink everything, fire the coaches. I think a lot of the things are there that we needed. It was just a real bad game. We were talking about how we felt like Tyree Phillips was just a total liability on the right-hand side, and I think we saw that today. I don't know why they went with him over Fluker again. I'm guessing that he had to be more hurt than they were letting on.
Fluker?
That's the only way, yeah.
And I did see him in some. I just don't know how much. I don't know the breakup of how much they played.
When Huntley was in there, it was after a lot of hope was lost, but
right.
I don't know, man. I kind of felt like I think we're in a really difficult spot when it comes to the wide receivers. I understand the desire for like a number one to go alongside Hollywood. I think that would help, obviously, but I was just disappointed to see the drop off in Duvernay in the second half of the year. I thought he had a lot of potential, and I still think he does.
Right.
And Boykin still, like, Ted's time was just a kind of a waste in my opinion when it comes to like really seeing what your young guys can do and give them the reps so that they can succeed. I think maybe Dez provided something from a practice and like coaching perspective, but not really on the field.
Yeah, I think he lit a fire under Boykin. That's what I think he did.
Yeah, agreed.
Because Boykin went on like a 3 or 4 game stretch with a TD.
Right. Yeah, and it's frustrating with him too because you can see how it could all come together, right? Like he has those plays, and you're just like, oh, nice, like that's exactly why we drafted you. It's exactly what we were hoping for, and then it kind of falls short.
And he blocks his butt off.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think a lot needs to be said about the defense today. I mean, they only gave up 10 points. If you told me before the game the defense gives up only 10 points, I would say that's a dub, right? Like that. I know it wasn't pretty at some points. They definitely bent a lot, but hey, I mean, just 10 points. I tip my hat to Wink. I hope he doesn't disappear in the off season. But if any team was worth their salt, they would probably hire him.
Yeah, I think they played well enough to win tonight, and I'm gonna keep saying that. The defense played well enough to win tonight.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, man, we gotta get healthy this offseason. Stanley needs to come back, get OBJ back to the right, and then figure out what to do in the middle there. I definitely think we were talking before the season started that center needed to be addressed or thought about, and I think we might have it right. Cole Castillo, Bredesen, those guys exist. Give them another year. If they have another year and do what Powers did the second half of the year this year, I mean,
except for tonight,
we're not complaining. Huh?
Except for tonight with Powers. I think he's played great ball other than tonight.
Yeah, no, agreed. Yeah, I saw what you're talking about too. He had penalties on him. Yeah, that right hand side today was just completely dominated. I think we gotta get a jugs machine for my main man JK. Love that kid, but
that drop in the first quarter hurt a drive that potentially could have turned into something, and then that drop in the fourth quarter ended whatever little thoughts we might have had. But we young, but we got a lot of money about to be paid out too.
We do, and in the ways that we're young on the offense, the defense is getting a little bit older, right? Like I love our D line. They like really showed up last week, and you're like, oh, that's exactly what we try to assemble. They're only going to get a year older. Like every single one of those starters is a vet, and I love what I saw out of Matabuke. He had a really good game last week. I know you were showing it on the film, and I think this week not as much, but he also got that injury. He had maybe 2 big plays I saw today. But yeah, I think that kid has a future. Got to keep drafting though. Defensive line, maybe a sprinkle of offensive line. I think the big thing we need to talk about is getting another offensive tackle, right? Like
a swing tackle, swing backup tackle. Yeah. And I honestly think just today thinking about it, I think Tyreek could be a swing guy. He's just not a starter. I think he could be a spot guy. He's just not a starter. Because I'm not gonna even if it. He's just not a starter.
Sure, and the nice thing about him is that he has another year, right? Like I remember when we drafted him, I was talking to Ken about it, that he really needed to sculpt his body to become a tackle. And I think he did change his composition this year, but it's going to take even more time. So, thanks so much for letting me, chat with you, man, tonight.
I appreciate it. And same as you guys too. Same as you guys. Yeah. What I will say is, go ahead and plug it, so people that don't follow you can go ahead and do so, because I know everybody wants good Ravens content, and you get different opinions. You can go formulate your own opinion. Go ahead and plug your stuff.
Oh, sure. So you can find us, Ravens_recap on Twitter, ravensrecap.com for our podcast. I'm sure I'll do a couple with Ken this year. We'd love to chat with you more, man, and maybe even have you on the show.
Oh, we'll do. Just hit me up, and I definitely will do so. And I may be doing this week's show with Ken if he still does one. Because he wanted me last week, and I had something to do, so I told him I would go this week. So if he has one, I may be on with him this week also.
Awesome. Look forward to it.
Appreciate you, Alex.
Yep. Take care.
Let's see. I got a super chat I got to shout out that I let get by me a long time ago. I don't know if he's still in here. DT Viz came through with the 5 in the super chat. He said the DC for the Bills said I do not trust Greg Roman's passing scheme, and he put 10 in the box. And in all caps he puts Greg Roman has to go. Let me make this full screen so I don't leave anything out. Yeah, in all caps he got Greg Roman has to go. We got 2 more callers left, all right? So I got let's see who we got right here. 678. Who we got?
OG, how you doing, Coach? This is Franklin.
I'm Franklin. What's good with you?
Man, you know, I'm trying to make it. I want to first let everybody know I'm really an Eagles fan.
Okay.
But I've been rocking with Lamar Jackson since college. I even got a song about him. But I love your reviews, and I play defensive tackle. And so I just love the breakdown of football. But I think with the Ravens, and the biggest issue, of course, Greg Roman, but it's the offensive line for me. Mm-hmm. And for example, you know, I think it was 2 callers ago, he was talking about, well, you know, Lamar, he needs to throw better. He said he threw an interception. But the truth is, if the offensive line would have held up, he had a free throw to Hollywood touchdown. That would have tied the game.
Yep.
So
you're exactly right.
You had a free touchdown.
Lamar Jackson in the flesh.
You know, you had a free touchdown there. You had loss of downs because the center can't snap the ball, which you said before. We should have, instead of getting Queen, because Queen, he's all right, but he's not a head buster. He's not a Ray Lewis. He's more of, he doesn't, he's like he runs from contact. He doesn't hit people to me. He's like, okay, I'm going to get here. He does some good things, but he's not my type of linebacker that I think the Ravens need, especially when y'all had Ray Lewis.
So you're more of the Malik Harrison type backer.
Yeah, he needs some Tremont Edmonds type. That's what we need. That's what y'all really need. Now, to go back as far as what I think the Ravens need to do. Now, Lamar Jackson's game, you know, I think people underestimate him throwing the ball. He threw the ball all through college. And this is why I said, if y'all look in the chat, I put Coach Petrino. And people said, well, he quit. Well, I would quit too if Michael Vick got caught fighting dogs. I would quit too. Who was he going to coach as a quarterback? I'm gone. I was there because of Michael Vick. So
yeah, I forgot about that. I did forget about that.
Yeah, come on, man. That's the reason why. So I would demote Greg Roman. I would keep him there because some of his running schemes, but Petrino would bring out Lamar Jackson all the way. Or I'm going to throw this one at y'all. I'll bring in Doug Peterson.
Eagles coach?
Yes.
Yeah.
Doug Peterson was trying to get rid of Carson Wentz. You know, the article came out. He was trying to get he been wanted to bench Carson Wentz. But Howie Roseman, who we need to fire immediately, kept him in till it was too late.
Because it says a lot for, and I know we bouncing to the Eagles, but it says a lot when you draft what you draft after paying him that amount of money.
And it's ridiculous, man. But to go back to the Ravens, I think the offensive line, it just was terrible. Y'all should have drafted the center instead of Queen. And that game was lost because the play calling was too predictable. Y'all had one play, it was like 2nd and 7, and he ran like the same play again. Or it could be it's third and 9, and we could do a run play. What are you doing?
You sound like me watching the game.
Like, what are you? I feel like Greg Roman really doesn't understand. Like, Lamar Jackson can throw the ball.
Listen to this. This is what, and I'm gonna stop your time because I want to take your time. Hold on. This is what I think Greg Roman thought. We're bigger than them. We don't have to do anything special. We're just gonna line up and run it down their throat. They don't watch film. We gonna bully them because we beat the Titans. We stopped the Titans. They're just gonna line up and run down their throat. I mean, other
know
people
what,
get
Coach?
paid too. The play calling tells me that's what he thought. Because like you just said, on 3rd and 8, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 9, he ran the damn ball.
Man, let me tell you, Coach, what would you think? Now, everyone talks about Hollywood Brown. Hollywood Brown is actually a great receiver. Now, I would prefer to have him in the slot.
Mm-hmm.
I would love if y'all got Julio Jones and put him on the outside and put him in the slot and it's over with.
Yeah, I would too.
Lamar
But
D,
that's going to cost all our draft capital. All of it.
man, it sure would. But what we need somebody. Who could we get on the outside for y'all? Y'all need somebody, man. Because I love Lamar, man. Like, they be hating on. First, it's already hard enough for a black quarterback. So we criticize black quarterbacks more than anybody, number one. I don't care what no one says. Any black quarterback gets criticized way more. And white quarterbacks get passed all the time. Like Eli Manning should have been gone 30 times ago, but he got a pass.
And they talk about him for the Hall of Fame. Thank you.
Yeah. He's trash. But I think Lamar, I'm going to tell you another one, Coach, and I'm going to let you go.
Okay.
And people don't believe this. I think Chip Kelly would turn up with Lamar, and I'm going to tell you why. Lamar's best throws is when we speed the game up. When
Too many drill, all that stuff.
2 minute drill, he goes crazy because he keeps them off balance. So my thing is,
bad. Go ahead. Finish this thing.
Greg Roman should have said, okay, second half, we're going to speed it up. That's going to open up the game, and it gets everybody off. It gets the defense tired. So I think Chip Kelly could be the offensive coordinator. I think that'll be a stupid match. Because Lamar's durability, he don't really get hurt. I mean, he had what 2 good years with Vic or 1 with the Eagles? Chip Kelly did. No. Actually, he didn't. Vic had like 3 good games, but Nick Foles took over, and we went 14-2. We lost to the Packers.
Okay.
Right. But I think Chip Kelly or Coach Petrino will be perfect for Lamar. That's my honest opinion.
Yeah, I ain't think about it. Chip Kelly, you give me something to think about right there. I appreciate you for calling in and don't Eagles fan calling in, giving us some good content. I appreciate it, man, and don't forget to tune in for this draft content.
Man, I love your content, brother. Keep doing your thing.
Appreciate you. And we go into our last caller of the night. You hot?
Hey, Coach.
Here we go. Who we got on the line?
It's your boy from New York, man.
Okay, go ahead. I appreciate you for holding.
Okay.
So no clock for you.
All right. I'm glad. I don't need one right now. So you gotta bear with me.
Okay.
Hey, did you get that that video I sent you?
I did, but I have not watched it yet. I did get it.
It's the Kurt Warner one when he
breaks down. I saw it then. I saw it.
Okay.
I saw it. Matter of fact, I did click it. I clicked it. That's when I saw it because I only saw it today.
Oh, okay. All right.
Kurt Warner was on point.
Yeah, he was. Coach, you gotta bear with me here, Kurt.
Go ahead.
Coach, I got a lot of notes with me right here.
Go ahead.
First, I'm gonna say this: why this loss was so tough is because it was a harsh reality of what we were seeing. I'm talking about just taking a step back and looking into the game. When Justin Tucker missed that field goal, I said we in trouble. I thought we would be in trouble because we're a total different team playing with the lead. Even if it's a field goal, it's just a different swag. It's a different confidence. It's just we just play different with the lead because I think that's how we're built to play.
Offensive, definitely, because you can just sit on the clock.
Yes, and then it makes the offense on the other team start to press a little bit, and now we could be more creative defensively. But now, Coach, I know you're a coach. You've been doing it a long time. A lot, and you should be able to attest to this. Whoever's on your team, you know what you have by what you see day in and day out. From almost every position.
It takes you a minute. It takes you a minute to figure it out. But at this point in the season, you do that. That statement is correct.
Yes. So I said that to say, I think we have enough talent on our team to get to the next level. It wasn't the draft. We hit almost every spot in this year's draft as far as talented players in certain positions that we needed. However, to me, it starts and ends with Lamar, man.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what I mean by that. Lamar, I don't know how we're going to see players develop. Like, you know, we talk about Duvernay and we talk about the other wide receiver that we do. Lamar don't throw with anticipation, and he don't throw receivers open. Mm-hmm. Lamar has to see your numbers.
Right.
So, and if you watch the game, watch all the games, that is the Achilles heel of our getting to the next level, coach. Because the defense don't feel like they have to ever fully defend from sideline to sideline. From, 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage to 40 yards down the line of scrimmage.
Mm-hmm.
And I just can't see $30-35 million a year, man, to Lamar. I just don't, in this game fully showed a lot of limitations. And them coaches, and I'm not going to be too harsh or too critical with them, they know what throws Lamar can make.
Mm-hmm.
So we asking them, we saying they need to run these patterns and go over the top and this go route and run this. They gotta, the coaching staff gotta feel confident that with creative defensive schemes that Lamar has the ability to make that throw for those patterns and into that coverage.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe they don't see it in practice. I believe they don't see the fade out to the back pylon in practice consistently. So you think them people that got to pay their mortgage and pay their kids' tuition is going to call that play in the game?
They are privy to way more information than we are. And I get on here and talk about the games based off game film. Like you're saying, they're watching it every day in practice, and they have a way better feel for what he can and can't do than I do.
Yes. And I'm not trying to be critical of you because I know what you do what you do, but I know you a coach. Mm-hmm. And I know your job as a coach is to put your players and your team in the best position to succeed based on what they can and eliminate what they can't do.
Mm-hmm.
And go ahead. I'm gonna let you go.
No, I just said true that, but I did have a thought. It's like, because I think about some stuff that I had to do over the past 2 years. I thought that I could call these certain plays all the time and be successful in them, but by the time we got in the game 3 or 4, I realized our team ain't set up like that. So now I got to switch and call these other type deals. Just for instance, last year, not this past football season, but last year, we went into the playoffs as a under 500 team, but ran off 3 in a row because I changed what we were doing. I figured out what we were good at, what we could do, what we couldn't do, and we went on a 3-game run in the playoffs and ended up with a decent year.
And that's what you have to do. And I understand that, Coach. So we take the game in the 2 games in the vacuum and put them all together. When we can say the biggest adjustment that the team made, that the offense made against the Titans, was hitting the fullback out in the flat on a 3-yard pass, something ain't right. I mean, it wasn't. They know, based on what they see day in and day out, what Lamar is good at what he's not good at. And we can't be a prisoner of the moment and just because he's our quarterback, don't apply the same criticism or the same perspective that we do to the 29 other starting quarterbacks in the league.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Because I don't, it just doesn't work. Another point that I gotta make, Justin Tucker missed 3 field goals in 2 games underneath 50 yards.
Mm-hmm.
That is kind of unheard of.
Right. But every time he's on NBC, they open their mouth about him being automatic, and he missed. Not only did he miss 2 in the past 3 weeks. Whatever our game we played on Sunday Night Football, he made one, but we got a penalty, and then we had to kick it again, and he missed it. I don't remember what game it was, but I know it was NBC. So it's crazy.
That's crazy. And I'm gonna say this. I want to also add this, Coach. Lamar plays the game, and the reason why I'm putting a lot of emphasis on Lamar is because this was the type of game where we needed to see the next level intangibles. It was right there for the taking. The next level, not willing to win, but skilling to win. Let his skills, that which the scheme was taken away from him, for him to go to another bag. But he's missing his spot on the fastball. Can he throw the changeup? Can he throw the curve? We needed to see his next level step to the forefront. Not his will, just trying to run over and run past everybody. And Lamar plays the game like and I know you're going to be able to identify this because I know you probably coached against a lot of great players that may not have been on the best team.
Mm-hmm.
But he plays like he knows he's a dynamic athlete. However, he doesn't respect or have an understanding that sometimes the other team's scheme can take that away from you.
Yeah. And to me, that's where your coach comes in at. Your coach has to be able to, because you play anytime you play Belichick, right? He's gonna take away what you do best. So your coach and your other guys have to bring their game up to complement your main thing being taken away.
Okay, so now think about what I'm saying to you, Coach.
Mm-hmm.
Other coaching teams are going to take what he does best away. That's 8-9 in the box. That's his leg.
Right.
Right?
Right.
If they don't have confidence in his ability to hit every route on the route tree, not necessarily have the runners run every route on the route tree, because they probably can do that, but they probably don't have the confidence that Lamar can throw every route on the route tree.
Mm-hmm. Again, it goes back to I feel you.
That's a real reality.
Mm-hmm. So for those that's not really comprehending, if you're not comprehending, I'm not saying you're not. What he's saying is the coaches he thinks the coaches don't have the confidence in Lamar to throw the post routes, accurately throw the post routes, the corner routes, the deep comebacks, the 15-yard in routes. They don't see it enough. The back corner, the back shot fade over the top, the jump balls. He's saying they don't see it enough in practice to be confident enough to call it in the game, in which that's what coaches do. If stuff don't work in practice, you're not calling it in the game. You're just not gonna do it.
And listen, and Coach, I'm gonna say this to you, and I know you're gonna be real, and you're gonna tell the truth. We done seen 3 years of Lamar. And we done seen 3 years worth of game and game tape.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you watch every snap of every down of every game.
Mm-hmm.
Those routes and those throws you just named, you named them for a reason, because in 3 years you haven't seen them.
Right. I haven't. But the thing, in my defense, I don't know if I haven't seen them because Lamar can't do it, or I haven't seen them because we don't have anybody that can go get those.
Nah. We got professional wide receivers on the roster. We got wide receivers that if you put them,
we are last in passing. Think about it. We're 32 in the league in passing.
Listen, we got professional wide receivers. I would put, with exception, I would put our receiving core. I'm talking about just in terms of speed measurables. Mm-hmm. Not numbers on the field because we run a different kind of offense. I'm talking about measurables. Height, speed, size. Those measurables.
I agree.
Up there with any receiver core measurables in the league. But we don't get the productivity because of, and this is no knock, because of the inability to make those kind of throws that you see Aaron Rodgers make today, that you even seen Josh Allen make today in big spots.
Lamar Jackson in the flesh.
That throw Aaron Rodgers did to finish the game. I hadn't seen anything that beautiful in a long time.
Wait till you see these throws tomorrow. Wait till you see 43-year-old Asian quarterback throw receivers open. Mm-hmm. Throw with anticipation in that Tampa New Orleans game tomorrow. And Lamar at 23 just don't have that. What we gonna see tomorrow.
But the thing is, and matter of fact, I'm probably end it on this. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna let you rebuttal, and then we'll shut it down. Lamar is a younger guy. He just turned 24, and I think he's progressed in every year. I think would you agree with that? He has progressed a little bit each year, passing wise.
I'm gonna say I actually believe that Lamar was a better passer in college than he is in the pros.
No, talk about we gonna speak in just pros. From rookie year to tonight, he's progressed some, as a NFL passer.
Let me say this to you. I don't see it, and I'm trying to see it.
Yeah. I mean, that's understandable.
I'm not trying to bash him. I don't see the progression. Okay. He came in with the ability to try to force his ball, Brett Favre, into tight places because he got a strong enough arm. Bit us in the butt today with that pick six. Right. Trying to force it through because he has a strong arm. He did it when he started over Flacco, first year, and he's made the same. That throw he made today for the pick six, he made in his rookie year too.
I think he might.
I don't see the progression in that area.
I think his rookie year he don't even make that throw. I think he take off running.
Okay, yeah. If you look at it from that standpoint.
Let me finish my point. This is my point. My point is, as his legs start to decline, as he loses some of that quickness and that agility and speed and whatnot, he's going to have to, and I think he will, become a better passer. As the bottom half of his body slows down or gets older, because we all know Father Time is undefeated, his top half, meaning his throwing mechanics, his throwing, his strength in his arm, his accuracy, his knowledge of concepts and reading defenses, all that has to get better. And then somebody just dropped a comment in a thing. He still ain't. Matter of fact, I'm lying because he did it tonight. That was the first pick in the red zone he's thrown in a long time, if
which
not
is true.
ever.
I understand that. I'm not saying that he, he's gotten better in the red zone, 100%. But let me also say, all right, when you talk about his age and his athleticism slow down, I'm gonna take it to another sport. I know you're ready to go, but just listen to me on this one.
I got you. Go ahead.
Great boxing trainer Prince Nassim used to train.
That's a name I ain't heard in a long time.
Okay, he's talking about the trainer that used to train Bernard Hopkins. and he was Nassim Richardson, that's his name, and he was talking about Roy Jones, and he said Roy Jones was such a dynamic athlete, probably the best athlete in boxing history if you want to take out heavyweights, because he loved Muhammad Ali, that he never had to learn the fundamentals of how to slip, how to catch, how to roll with a punch, because his athleticism and his speed was so off the chart for a boxer that when he slipped in his athleticism, he couldn't fall back on fundamentals. And that's why he was getting caught and getting knocked out 3 of his last 6 fights.
I mean, to piggyback on that, I think you're right, because that's why Mike was hitting him like that, because he thought he could still slip and do all that stuff like he used to, and Mike was pounding
100%. And I fear, and this is only based on what you just alluded to, I fear the same thing, because in Lamar's mind, he knows he's such a dynamic athlete that I don't really believe that he will, or that he has, did what Josh Allen did over the summer with Tony Romo, from 9:30 in the morning to 3 o'clock in the afternoon, just working on drop back, proper footwork, and releasing repetitively over and over and over. Because Tony Romo chronicles and details the extensive work he did with Allen in the off season for 6 weeks to help improve his mechanics. So that's why he can have a 15 to 20 point passing rating jump in efficiency. Lamar has to have that level of commitment and want to, because if he's just going to rely on athleticism, and when attrition steps in and takes place like it does on all of us, what is he going to fall back on that we hope that's going to continue to make our franchise viable?
Right.
But he wants, he's going to be asking for $30, $35 million a year. I just don't see it.
Yeah,
I don't see it, Coach.
It's going to be some big decisions made by DaCosta and that crew, because you gotta
be able to throw with anticipation. You gotta be able to throw receiver open. You think Diggs, if Baltimore would have traded for Diggs instead of Buffalo, Diggs would have blew a gasket in our offense with Lamar's inability to make certain kind of throws. It'll be anarchy in that offensive meeting room.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from. I don't completely agree with you, but I don't completely disagree with you too, because, and this is my last point, because the balls that Diggs got today, they were nothing different than what Lamar do. Diggs didn't get nothing deep down the field. All his catches were from like 6. No, they were. He had one catch where he had some yards after the catch, but all his catches were like 12 yards down. He didn't get nothing deep.
But he didn't get nothing deep because our defense played so well. I'm talking about if he had to struggle and grind that for 12, 14 games.
Yeah, I think it's the scheme. I think he can make some of them throws. I haven't seen him make them, but I think he can make some of them throws.
Right?
I haven't seen him make them. I haven't seen
we got to
him.
go on. Coach, I'm gonna let you go, but we got to go on what we know.
Yeah, I know. And you know what you're gonna make me do? Go back and look at all the games again. That's what you're gonna make me do. Go back and look at the games and see. And see what the deal is. That's what you're gonna make me do this week.
All right, and use this as a reference point. Go to the game from the time that Hollywood made his comment and his frustration.
Okay.
And then look and see was Hollywood justified in terms of why he got so frustrated and voiced it the way he did.
Gotcha. So you mean, just for clarity, you mean the games before he made the tweet?
Yeah, because it has to be a build up to it.
Mm-hmm. I got you.
You know. They say where smoke is fire.
Mm-hmm.
But coach, disappointing end. But we got to deal with a harsh reality, man. I don't see 30, 35 million a year, man. We're gonna be stuck the way we was with Flacco.
I'm just gonna laugh at
but
that.
With a better athlete.
Yeah. This is one time I can't just say okay, you right on this. We gotta agree to disagree.
I never say anything just to be right. I just said to add perspective.
No, I agree. I'm saying
to
I just don't completely agree with the analysis of Lamar. Now I think there's validity to that. And it could be me just being a homer and want more out of our QB. But like you said, I got to look at the stuff and look at it harder, and then come back, and make. And since I got you on what's called too, I know I definitely can talk to you one-on-one.
Yes, you can. Now you're a coach, and you don't run Spider Y2 banana if you don't got the running back that has the capability to get out in the flat like that. You're gonna just run a dive and let that fullback get two yards in a puff of smoke. So you got to see it from a coaching lens, not just from a homer lens.
Mm-hmm. I got you.
They are making decisions for a reason.
I got you. But we're going to leave it right there. I appreciate you for calling in,
Coach,
man. I appreciate you.
Night.
You too, man. I appreciate you for waiting.
Check on the content, man.
Got you.
But we got enough talent.
We do.
Yep.
All right, I got a couple super chats I need to shout out. Shrimpy dropped 5 in the super chat and said good game. Jamil dropped 5 in the super chat and said Lamar took sacks when he could have easily thrown the ball away. Drive killers and lost yardage. Yes, drive killers. Let me tell you some of the drive killers that I saw. The bad snaps. The Lamar holding the ball sometimes when he could have thrown it away or simply taken off and got 3 or 4 yards and slid. Us running into a heavy box and the right side of the line getting blown up, getting those negative plays, all those things hurt play calling. They hurt play calling. And so drive killers really hurt. And Jordan dropped Deuce in Super Chat. He says it was first Jeff Zerbiak that tweeted it. I'm not sure what he's mentioning as far as what Zerbiak would. However you say his name, Zerbiak, because I follow him too on Twitter, tweeted it. But after sitting here and listening to everybody talk, I'm a little calmer about the situation, so I can really give you what I think about the game. I think that and I said it earlier on one call, that I think Roman thought we were just going to run up and pound these guys. And I can understand why he thought that, because they had a smaller D line. They really only played 2 linebackers. And it was obvious that we could do that at times when we ran ISO. But our passing game, we didn't sprinkle the passes in enough to soften them up, then pound them. We just came out straight pound game, and it just didn't work. It just didn't work. But think about this. With the way our offense has played recently, even in the games we've won, did we have enough firepower to beat Kansas City? Because whether we lost this week or next week, I still would feel this way. Do we have enough firepower on offense to beat Kansas City? Kansas City is what our league is measured off of now, and if we don't have enough firepower to beat them, we're just playing for second place. And when you play NFL for second place, you don't really get better because your draft pick is late in every round, unless you maneuver some stuff. But again, we lost to the Bills. Hats off to the Bills. I know I had a couple of Bills fans in there. I had one Bills fan that was just straight spamming
in the flesh.
Thing. I blocked him or timed him out or whatever it was. Yeah, you guys didn't see it, but he probably put 100 little goat signs in the thing. Probably more than that, but I just timed him out and blocked him. to keep that off y'all timeline. Jordan Yates dropped 2 more. It says Lamar's first. Oh, okay, yeah, Lamar had been his first in red zone INT. Hey, we had over 300 at one time. I appreciate you all for doing so. We got 135 likes. I appreciate it if you hit that like before you close this out. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with me, and I'm very, 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 very appreciative. I also want to say big shout out to Ms. Antoinette that dropped some money in the Cash App. She always supports. She's one of the patrons too, and draft content and this little season, not a season recap, but this game recap will come out when they drop the all 22. Disappointed. I'm just disappointed. Not at losing, but the way we showed up. We didn't look prepared. Didn't look enthused. Didn't have that same vigor and rough and tough and aggressiveness that we showed versus Tennessee. And not to be vulgar, but did we blow our wad in the Tennessee game? I'm gonna leave with that question. Did we blow our wad in the Tennessee game? This Coach Evans with Sally Films, and this week you get your breakdown of the game. I'll go ahead and start my Justin Jefferson review because he's the first guy I got cut up, and we'll go from there, man. I'll be here periodically to do questions with Coach. We'll be coming back now. The season's over with. Questions with Coach will be coming back. I'll start putting the email out where you can send your questions to, and all that good stuff. And we'll be doing some lives probably once a week so you can get questions in also. I just want to thank you guys for an amazing season. This is my 3rd year doing this, and it's probably been the best year doing it, man. The support is through the roof. We got over 5K. The Patreon's growing, and next thing up is a little upgrade to the system. So I appreciate you guys, man, and one love, and it's Coach Evans, and I'm out, man. Flock Nation, love y'all. Morning. Let's see, like 20 people.